back for the first time in a while. Hi guys, tell us what's going on there. Tell us about your little.
How's everyone doing?
Yeah, good. How are you doing?
We're hanging in there.
Oh wow, you look so beautiful.
Wow.
You only show up when you look absolutely beautiful, I guess. You don't ever show up when you're
best
normal.
supporting actor.
Oh, darling.
Michelle, you look gorgeous. I don't know how people get these things to stay on their heads.
I know, it's hard, right? A lot of pins in
I
there.
live with mine. It wants to fall down into my eyes. I don't get it.
Right.
It makes you appreciate Downton Abbey, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Definitely, yeah.
Makes you appreciate hairspray.
No hairspray when you do the pin curls.
Well, I need to have
It's heat and you let it sit for a while and it's done.
I wish I could have seen. You must have started getting ready at 10 a.m. today.
Not quite that, but it was definitely the
With a
longest.
martini.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at you, Bruce. Bruce, you're looking very dapper.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And Kara's got.
I had to brush this off. It's been in the closet for about 20 years. So surprisingly, it still fits.
Yes, indeed. Well, I must say, okay. Who haven't we said hi to? Is Kelly on yet?
Come on, I'm watching everybody.
I hope Kelly is making some notes here.
I am.
Why is Fred Edson called Josh Brown these days? I don't get that. I know they were like.
Oh, I gave him the link. I'll give him the link. I'll be Fred. There.
I'm a Breakers alumni. I'm entitled.
Oh, Freddie.
How are you?
Oh, Freddie.
Hey, Bruce. Hey, Kara.
Yeah. How you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Fred, things haven't changed much here.
I know, Fred, we're still together. 25 years later, here we are.
I think I was the last to leave.
Yeah.
Great experience. I love that hotel. It's great to see you all.
We every
thanks,
once in
Fred.
a while do allow a gate crasher here and there, and you are it, Fred.
You know,
So I cut my hair off for y'all. I did it into a bob. Just
Nicole, did you really?
I pinned it up.
You have a bob.
looks good.
That's something I would
Yeah.
do.
Great.
Me too. Cut my hair, dyed it.
I do go all out sometimes, but I don't think I'd cut 8 inches off my hair.
That's
So many of you have headache
commitment.
bands and cigarette holders in your wardrobe. Just boggles my mind, I tell you.
Come on.
You know, girls got to dress up every once in a while.
And well, you are.
Why not on a Wednesday?
Hi, buddy.
Oh, and Ann is back. Hey, Ann, we miss you.
I know. I've been busy. I have a new puppy,
You do. That's
Oh,
right.
that'll keep you busy.
Get
Kara
that
can
Yeah.
identify with that.
Yeah.
like having a toddler.
Right.
indeed.
Without diapers.
Where did you get your
What kind of
puppy?
dog?
It's a breeder out of Clemson.
What kind of dog?
It's a sheepadoodle.
Oh,
A
nice.
sheepadoodle. Oh my lord.
That's me. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Randy, hello. How are you?
Hey, Randy,
We're in a
welcome.
tuxedo for the event, just for you guys. Like we go all out here.
Looking dapper with that dog.
So
Yeah.
expensive.
Is that a
you.
sheepadoodle on your lap?
Well, remember, this is our CEO of the
Mascot.
company.
The CEO of the company.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, you guys are great. Listen, I want lots of pictures this week. Last week, sadly, we weren't really dressed up, so we didn't put a post up. So I want pictures, people. Yeah, I'm looking right at you, Dennis and Michelle and Nicole. And
Hey, Carol, that
Yeah.
picture you have on the background just sold for $35,000.
I'm wondering when they're going to come and arrest me for using it. I wanted to. I used it on your Facebook post. There are several.
We
But I
won't
was
tell
really-
anyone. Don't worry.
Okay. I love this series of prints. I've never heard of the artist. He's called Gray Malin. Is that right? Is that how you?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
He's
his
got-
studio is
awesome.
right across the street from us.
Yeah, if we hadn't gone with the whole Roaring Twenties thing, we could definitely had some fun with the 50s and
The
the
50s,
little
right.
colors and oh my gosh.
I was ready to use that backdrop and do a beehive, just so you know.
Oh, come on. Do any of you have any jobs these days? I mean, is that all you do is get ready for Wednesday?
Actually, it's work today.
I started to get ready at 3:45 and I started freaking out. But you are you're idle. I don't know. All right, Whitney. Take it away. Has anybody not spoken that wants to speak? Oh, and Josh says he was a member of Bethesda by the Sea. Isn't that great?
Oh.
That's why he's such a nice guy to this day.
No, that was me, but
Oh, well,
that was
you're
this Josh Brown.
today, Fred. I'm
It's
just.
the other Josh Brown. Hey, Fred, change your name.
The other,
I can't do it.
Okay.
You have control.
Well, I tried. Okay, well, that's Fred.
Hey, listen. I
Fred
want
was
the
truly
newcomers-
the real Palm Beacher here when I first moved here. He
Yeah.
took me under his wing and showed me Palm Beach.
Yeah, my place was like 200 square feet, but at least I was on the
But it
island.
was the best dinners I've ever had.
Well,
Fred,
he
was
still
that
has-
where the love of embroidery and madras came in, or was it beforehand?
he still has the pants. He has never lost those pants, and he's got plenty of them in a variety of color combinations.
I do.
All right, listen, we got some newcomers today because Kara reached out to some of her friends in the Northeast, and I'd like it very much. If you're new, don't let us intimidate or scare you. Please say hi. If you don't, we're going to call on you.
Hey everyone, I'm Kristen from Markham, being cold in New York.
Hi,
but
Kristen.
Hi.
it is, it's pretty sunny out today, though I have not left my my desk, so I have not been able to enjoy it.
You do think twice about getting out the sleeveless tropical outfit that's 20 degrees outside because you sit here and freeze, but you can see that we are fearless in that way. We're
Hi,
glad to have
Carol.
you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi, hi, hi. There's Josh. Who else is new? I saw some people.
Hi. Trisha Kasner.
Hey, Trisha.
Thanks for inviting
Hi,
me.
Trisha.
Hi, Kara. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad to hear your voice.
So I'm in. Can you guys see me? I don't know.
There she is.
No.
You had your camera off for a moment, but there you are. You're back.
All right. Yeah. So I'm in chilly Brooklyn, New York.
Yes. Well, we're in our minds. We're at the beach in Palm Beach today. So
Right.
Right.
make a little attitude
Right
adjustment.
here. Right here.
Hi, I'm Pam Rugg from Bessemer Trust, a longtime Breakers client. Hi, everybody. I'm in Connecticut these days, working from home.
Great. Listen, you Northeastern
Welcome,
folks, we
Pam.
are so glad that you're here. We want to first of all tell you, you're invited any Wednesday at 4. We are having a good time. We now have your name and email address, so you'll be receiving information notifications about next week, which we'll talk more about later. But we're having some fun here on Wednesday afternoon, so we'd love to have you back here today.
Kevin Rosa.
Kevin Rosa.
That's Kevin
Oh my
Rosa.
God.
Are you
Hi.
passing out secret codes or something?
The only reason, hold on a second, is can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. shouting.
Unfortunately.
All right. I just want to pop on really quick because I spent 5 years of my career at this fantastic resort. I mean, come on, it's the Breakers. It's iconic. Look at those two professional sales members of the team sitting there, Brucey in his, what is that, like a James Bond smoking jacket. I love it.
Exactly. White dinner jacket.
Yeah.
Listen, hey, I'm going to sit back. I got someone else in my office and we're just, I thought I just wanted to give a little support, obviously to you, Carol.
Thank you.
But especially to, I see it's Karen and Bruce. My eyes are really bad. I mean, I should do this and look.
Hey,
But
we
you're really
also have Fred on the.
And Fred.
Fred's here. It's like a reunion.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Kevin,
hey,
Fred's on.
I know. I heard Freddie was on too.
Breakers
Yep.
alum.
Well, I was
There he
gonna
is.
Alumni party.
I was going to hold this until later, but let's do it now because we have Fred and Kevin, and Lord only knows how long we'll have them. Let's sing happy birthday to the Breakers. Want to? You guys up for
Oh
that?
boy.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's get
Oh
going.
boy. My
Who's
friend
starting
Whitney
off?
knows how to sing. Let's let her start. Whitney, can you
All
lead
right,
the
here
round
we
of happy
go.
birthday? Here we are.
Happy
Happy
birthday
to
you.
Happy
birthday to
you.
Look at Josh.
More chicken.
Mr. Flagler.
Happy
Birthday to you. Eat more chicken.
All
All
right.
right. That
He
was
clearly
Hardly.
All right. Bravo,
All
everyone.
right.
Kevin, you need to
Good
go.
seeing everybody. Take care.
Bye. Are you
Fred.
leaving?
Bye.
good to see you.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
I'm gonna jump off.
Okay.
Hold on. I want Brucey and Kara say something because I want to see you pop up.
Kevy, I miss you, brother. It's not the same without you.
Look at you guys look fantastic. I love your colors, Kara.
Thank you, because you know I normally don't wear color. You might remember my uniform.
I know.
It's always black. So
You're always
today-
in black.
Yes, well, today I am I'm channeling Lily Pulitzer today.
And you notice that she hasn't aged in 25 years, and I obviously look twice as old. So
That's 'cause I
You
started
look like Ernest Hemingway.
Or her dad.
I'm moving down to Key West after this gig's
Or her
over.
dad.
You'll fit right in with all the cats.
Trade those dachshunds in for a couple of cats, and you'll be in good shape.
Exactly.
All
That is
right,
funny.
I'm going to
Five
turn this
dachshunds.
over to Whitney. Whitney wants to welcome everybody, and Whitney, could you please tell us who the first 5 to log in today were?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Whitney Bradley, and my partner Carol Owen is on the call. Also, our other associate, Marina O'Leary, is here with us. Marina, hi. Say hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, Marina.
We are
Nice lobby.
Yeah.
We're really happy that you're with us today, especially to the newcomers. Thanks for being here. We do this every week, as Carol mentioned, and you're always welcome back. So what we do each week is we reward the people who have logged in a little bit early. We call them the first 5 at 3:55. So those people are this week are Nicole Luvio, Donna Poland, Linda Herndon, Heather Wren, and Sam Bixby. So if you 5, Nicole, Donna, Linda, Heather, and Sam, would please send Carol your mailing address. And I believe that the Breakers is going to send you a little Cersei, as my family would say, a little gift. Is that right?
We have a little something for y'all, so absolutely.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
So
That was Nicole, Linda, Donna, Heather, and who was the other one?
and Sam Bixby.
Sam. Okay, I have most of your addresses, but if I don't, please send me the address where you would receive a gift. So if you're working from home right now, then send us your home address.
And here is her email address. I'm putting in the chat box right now. And speaking of chat box, if you have any any questions or any comments, please put them there. I'll be your moderator today, so I'll make sure that all of your questions are answered at the end. And also, if you will keep yourselves muted while we record today, because this will live on our website. And we also invite you to visit our website, retreatsresources.com, at any time. We are going on 40, how many weeks now? 43?
Oh, I think we're at about 45.
45 weeks of these presentations with wonderful properties from all over the world. And so we archive these, and you're welcome to go back at any time and see them just as you're going to do today. So that's it for me, and I'm going to hand it over to Carol. Thanks.
Okay, well, we all know why we're here. Sorry, anybody trying to talk? Okay, we all know why we're here. We are here to celebrate 125 glorious years of vacation bliss for the Breakers Resort in Palm Beach. I continue to be awestruck every time I walk in the door. It is just one of those places where you have a sense of reverence. You can't believe how beautiful one hotel can be, and yet it's just so much fun to be in the Breakers, especially in a pool cabana. So I want to introduce you to our co-hosts today, and they are Cara Pregadio who handles the Northeast markets, and Bruce Leet, who handles the Southeast markets.
Welcome.
Well, looking good. Take the show.
All right. Well, welcome. I'm going to give you a little taste of a virtual arrival here. Thank you for joining us for this birthday celebration. As your host, I've also been here 25 years of that 125 years. So I'm actually representing the breakers of yesteryear.
And hi, I'm Kara. I've also been at the Breakers for 25 years. In fact, I started a month after Bruce, so that makes Bruce older than me.
I've always been older.
That's true. And I am representing the Breakers of today. I am all Lily inspired. So I'm here to tell you some interesting facts that have gone on over the last several months during the pandemic. The Breakers, as many of you know, is one of the last independent-owned luxury hotels. Each year, our owners commit to about $30 million in enhancements. And during the pandemic shutdown, we did not stop, but continued with planned 2020 refurbishments, and we're here to let you know about them. Despite the pandemic's impact on business, the board approved to move forward with 21 and 22 renovations. That's the kind of commitment we have from our owners. Right now, we are filming live from one of our newly renovated Adam Tahani Gulfstream rooms. And you can see this is a live shot of the beach. It's not a Zoom backdrop. Adam Tahani is a world-renowned hospitality designer who, under his guidance, has helped preserve our history and modernization of our property. One of the biggest redevelopments has been via Flagler. It's an al fresco in-town plaza blocks away from the resort. It features boutiques to Henry's Palm Beach, an American Bistro, a restaurant that has been named in honor of our founding father. Henry's is also the newest addition to our restaurant collection. My all-time favorite room is the Circle, and maybe that's because it's where I had my wedding over 20 years ago. This venue offers breakfast on a daily basis, plus Sunday brunch, and it's also available for evening events. Over the last year, we replaced the carpet and the original windows to a more secure impact glass. Our partnership with Tahani is seen throughout the resort. This summer, we'll be in the final phases of finishing up the Tahani design rooms. The Imperial Suite is one of our premium suites and has been renovated in this new design. This provides a good feel of what all of our 538 guest rooms will look like. We have 25 beachfront bungalows that have also been completely redesigned in the last year. Each unit has been temperature controlled with air conditioning. It's a great place to have a small meeting or a one-on-one breakout session. We're talking COVID friendly. Our beautiful lobby. The lobby has been refurbished as well, with new carpeting and furniture inspired by Tahani. Another incredible renovation was made to the Ponce de Leon Ballroom. This 15,000 square foot ballroom that is divisible by 6 was brightened with blues and silver tones that bring the ocean inside. Also, new carpeting, wall treatments, and adjacent seating. Bruce and I would be happy to meet individually with anyone that would like a virtual tour. Our digital tours will be coming soon, and we would love to share.
Great. Thanks, Kara, for all the recent updates. I wanted to mention something, folks, something that's very important to our ownership, and that's the safety and well-being of our team members and our guests due to this COVID crisis. And since all that's going on right now, we've created a Be Safe initiative.
Yes, Bruce, we are blessed to work for owners that truly care about our well-being. So while Florida is in phase 3, that's not true for our property. We have implemented self-imposed limits with occupancy in the hotel and indoor seating in restaurants. We also maintain the social distancing and mask mandates implemented by the state of Florida.
So in order to execute events safely and successfully, we provided options for outdoor meetings and customized meeting sets. In addition, we've redesigned our banquet menus and have several accreditations in providing a safe environment for our meetings. Here's an example of the Venetian Ballroom done in a Be Safe standard. The Venetian's 9,600 square feet and overlooks the Atlantic Ocean. Next, another one of our classics, it's the Mediterranean Ballroom, which is 6,000 square feet and also is set in the standard of our 6-foot protocol. Now for a little history about Henry Flagler and the Breakers. Henry Flagler was a visionary that began his success and fortune with Standard Oil and the Rockefellers. His dream and passion was to develop this uncharted southern part of Florida and make it a paradise to the affluent traveler. And he did this by building a railroad all the way from St. Augustine to the Keys. he first built his endeavor of a resort here in Palm Beach. It was called the Royal Ponciana Inn in 1894, which became the largest resort in the world. It was 1,100 rooms. Can you imagine 1,100 rooms back then? And then because of its success, we actually built here, he built actually another hotel right across the island on the ocean, which would become the Inn of Palm Beach, which was built in 1896. It was a smaller, more intimate property, but would later become the original Breakers. Now, unfortunately, this property burnt down in 1903, and in 2 short years, we rebuilt the property, and it stood on the same foundation. It was done in more of a colonial style. And no joke, this is the 3rd time in 1925 the property burnt down. And it was actually due to the wife of the mayor of Chicago. She left a curling iron on in the room, something new at the time. So needless to say, she's never invited back. But, and it took 11 and a half months for them to build this magnificent property at breakneck speed. They worked night and day and also brought 70 artists in from Florence who did these beautiful ceiling paintings and reliefs. This was done at a cost of $7.5 million.
That's when $7.5 million really meant something.
Truly. The property was designed after the Villa Medici in Rome. And now for the new Breakers. Today, the Breakers prevails as one of just 1,000 family-owned businesses that have a 100-year history and is owned by the same ownership in America. The Breakers continues to evolve and to reinvent itself. We are a 538-room property with 67 suites, private beach with 4 beautiful pools, 25 redeveloped poolside bungalows that are absolutely gorgeous, a variety of on-site water sports, 2 championship golf courses, 10 tennis courts, a Forbes 5-star spa, and 14 shopping boutiques, world-class shopping here, right here on property. Now wait for it, 80,000 square feet of flexible meeting space, 50 of which is inside and 30 outside on these beautiful lawns. So right here, you'll see a shot of our beautiful old Breakers with a casino from the beach area there. It had saltwater pools, and it was really the social place to be during the day. People would actually change their outfits 5 times a day and show up down by the pool. So what's
Hey,
that?
is that you, Bruce? I think I see you in that Speedo down there.
Yeah, right. You're too funny. I'm not that old. All
I
right.
don't know about that.
And today, here's the beautiful Breakers. You can see this beautiful redevelopment here. Spans over 140 acres of beautiful downtown Palm Beach. Also, we boast of our golf. We have what they call the first golf course built in Florida. It's the Ocean Course. It's been redesigned several times, and it even had sand putting greens back then. So in 2018, we renovated the Ocean Course, and in 2022, we're going to renovate our Breakers West Course, both of them being redesigned by Reese Jones.
And what would be a birthday party without a drink? So please join us in the Seafood Bar for a commemorative cocktail in honor of our 125th birthday.
Hello from the Breakers Palm Beach. I'm Nina, joining you today from Seafood Bar, where I'm going to show you how to make our Aged to Perfection cocktail, created in celebration of the Breakers' 125th birthday this year. In a shaker, mix a few cherries, muddle them, and add 2 ounces of Basil Hayden bourbon. An ounce of honey, a half an ounce of lemon, and 1 ounce of your favorite Bordeaux blend wine. Add ice and shake. Strain it over ice. Garnish it with an orange twist and cherries. Cheers. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Breakers.
birthday, Breakers. Thank you so
Cheers.
much, and thanks for joining us. Cheers.
Who has a cocktail that they can toast the Breakers?
Oh my God, that tastes good.
More glorious years. That looks amazing. I mean, red wine and bourbon all in the same drink.
Interesting.
It's interesting. So, Carol, I just want to mention one thing.
Okay.
Call to arms here. I just, I want to, all that's going in the world with COVID today, there's so many moving parts, so many groups that are moving from now to the future. I plead with you folks, if you have any programs that could consider South Florida, we would appreciate it. We would do a very good job of hosting your program. So please, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. It's surprising to hear you say that because I know you're super busy right now.
Right.
Not right this minute, you're not. It doesn't look like you are, but in general.
That's because you're drinking.
Are there any specific time periods or dates where you guys feel like you really have some need and can offer great opportunity for people?
I'd say that September, October, November are sort of a hot spot right now. People are, a lot of programs moving from other locations to those dates. So that's sort of a hot spot. Our peak season runs from January 15th to about May 15th. And then June, July, August, obviously a good bang for the buck over those dates. Any Sunday to Wednesday or Thursday programs, the rate's always going to be better than on a weekend. Our weekends will sell out even in off season here. But times to avoid are December and the first part of January. That's the peak season here at the Breakers. So it's always tough to find availability.
And I feel like if anyone has future dates that they're looking at, things eventually are going to come back, as we all know, we would love to look at it. There's just been so much shuffling of space and dates right now that if we can get ahead of anything, we would love to work with you and help you.
Is anybody in the group entertaining some projects that might be appropriate for the Breakers? No commitment, just would love to have a chat about what's happening in your world, and is business coming back? And if so, during what time frames are you currently looking?
Hi, Carol. I've signed a group last week. I've got a group signing this week. I have a summit coming up the next. I'm looking all over the country domestically. So I'm working with
the events happening.
Yeah, anywhere from 40 to, I'd say, 100 right now.
Wow.
And possibly larger towards October. So
how short term are you looking? Is it for immediate business or into next year?
Immediate.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, a lot of pent up demand, I think.
Man, that's right.
Great. Who else has any insight on that subject?
Well, what I'm currently dealing with is we're supposed to have an incentive trip going to Ireland, which is in July of this year. It's the third time it's been moved. And we actually just got notified by Ireland that they don't think that they are going to be ready to host us.
Mm-hmm.
So possibly moving that to 2022 and trying to keep then offering another location here domestically, because it seems that might work easier and obviously get that done faster to still do something this year.
And that would be in the summer of this year.
Summer to fall. Probably would probably propose, this literally just happened. So I would probably think between August and October.
Would you mind?
Bruce is willing to rename it to the O'Breakers.
We have a lot of rolling greens here. There's a lot of golf.
Ireland has
we've got a
beaches
potato
too.
farm out back.
Breakers.
Yeah. So yeah, so it's an interesting that we've been put off, and we're trying to get out now. They're saying, wait, we're not ready.
Yeah.
So
It's a tough time right now. We understand.
Yeah.
But Kara and I are always available to, please, anything, just give us a call. We'll check. If you don't think it's possible, we'll still check with us.
absolutely. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Good luck.
Right.
I think offshore is tricky right now, so I can't think of anything that would be more rewarding than an incentive at the breakers.
Absolutely. Talk about history. If you're looking at the history of Ireland and a beautiful historic property here in America.
Right. Actually, Henry Flagler, I think, was part Irish. So there you go.
There you go. That closes it right there.
Well, and your property is of a level that they're used to. So
there you go.
Good.
Great.
Good.
Does anybody have any questions for Bruce or for the breakers? Cara too.
I do. What is your 2023-24 looking like?
23 is, I got to say, the first quarter is pretty much gone. We had a lot of groups that moved from 21 or 20 to 20. They didn't do 21, 22, and then there's been a lot of movement. So please check with us. I mean, first quarter's be worth it to check.
Because it just depends on the size of the group, I think, for 23 and 24, depending on the year, the time of year. But there are options. I think for 23, 24, we'll find more options than what we would find for the fall of this year or for 2022. But yeah, just always, we just never know. Like, I mean, today's world's so crazy and upside down that just let us know how we can help you.
The sooner
Probably
the
do
better. The sooner the better, as you know.
I have a question.
Okay.
Yes.
I just wondered, of course, we don't know what's going to be happening with COVID and as the standards loosen up, but what is your sweet spot as far as max on conferences? We have a conference coming up in March of next year. We're going to be looking for a home probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And we don't know really what to project because normally it's 700, 800, 850 participants, but we're going to do probably a hybrid. So we're probably looking at maybe 300 to 400 rooms, something like that. What is your guys' sweet spot?
I think 300 is a fair number, around 280 right now. The self-imposed restrictions that we have on the hotel, we will be reevaluating, and we're probably going to be after August. Hopefully, we're hoping to be back to normal. Like, we're hoping to have some normalcy where we could have a group of 500, 800. So I think anywhere between 280 and 300 would be a good place for us to look right now, with only because of our self-imposed restrictions.
But as far as this particular meeting, it's going to be next March. So I think we would have a good opportunity of going a little higher if the need was there, correct?
Yes, absolutely. But I think next March might be a hard time to find
Our availability. That March is fortunately, it's a very peak month here of the year. So a lot of repeat, a lot of annual business comes, and our social demand is huge on the weekends. So, but please call me, Kara, we'll check it out, please.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I don't want to give up on anything. Anyone else?
Would you mind
Gotta have
talking
questions.
a little bit
We've got great shopping, great restaurants here in Palm Beach.
Can you hear me?
Tours. We do great tours of Palm Beach.
We can hear you, Dennis.
Okay, great, thanks. I was just wondering, you mentioned previously, you were talking about some of the self-imposed restrictions at the hotel. Can you tell me a little bit about like what those are right now? Just because I've seen so much variance, even within the state of Florida from one hotel to another, specifically for groups of meetings.
Sure. So one of the self-imposed restrictions we have right now, we are capping our hotel inventory to about 350 rooms out of 538. And that's a really big commitment from our owners. We're running about 66%, but they're okay with that because we want to create some sort of a safe environment or for people to feel comfortable. Right.
Not jammed in. We're social distancing. It's make
Right.
people feel comfortable.
And
with the
our
environment.
restaurants, for example, indoor, we are only seating at 50%. We can be at 100%, but these are the choices that our owners made. We
Now,
also have social distancing in place, mask mandates, and then when it comes to meetings and events, we do set rooms. Everyone's 6 feet apart in a meeting room, and that's something that is basically mandated by the state.
Masks within the meeting rooms, or does it just?
Yes, masks in meeting rooms.
When standing, when seated, no masks.
Right.
Okay.
And that would go for any food and beverage situation.
Only food and beverage. In a meeting room, you have to wear your mask. But when it comes to food and beverage, once you're seated, you can take your mask off. Something else that we're doing that I don't know if other hotels are, we don't do receptions. We're not having people mingle at a bar. So the way we get around having a reception is we have a seated reception where we bring the food out to you and we bring the drinks. We take your drink orders. In
Right.
fact, all of our bars right now are only available if you want to eat there. It's no like mingling at the bar. You have to sit down and order food service as well as your drinks.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah,
So
of
can
course.
you expand on that a little bit? Then how do the guests
Interact with
or do they not?
When you have a reception, a seated
Mhm,
reception,
correct.
it's really interesting. I mean, people will
Get up and
get
go to
up and
another
maybe
table.
move to another table.
Fabulous.
But it just kind of doesn't make like a big group of people. That's what we try to avoid. So maybe it's a table of 4 people and we try to spread them out as much as possible at that table. And then they might get up and move to another table.
Float around to tables to
How
socialize.
long, I know that nobody has a crystal ball, and it's clear that you're allowing your owners to shape your safety policies, which I totally applaud you for, because your governor is a little bit more liberal than your owners,
Lax.
which I applaud that. Do you have any sense of how long this current sort of safety protocol is going to stay in place? Is it some intuitive thing that will just feel, when it feels like the right time, you'll shift back to different, more liberal policy related to mingling and networking? Or what do you think?
Right now, we're going to continue this through August, and then we'll go back and kind of see what's happening. We're hoping that by the fall, we will be at a different level. I'm sure groups that might be a large group for the fall. I'm sure that there might be a hybrid factor, so they might not be as big as what they were anticipating. So I think it's just going to be kind of watching the next few months to see when and if we can kind of lift that self-imposed restriction by August.
Do you guys have to talk about mandating a vaccination card in order to participate, or having a different set of guidelines if a certain percentage of people have been vaccinated, or is that in the
I
discussions
think
at
that's
all?
going to be impossible.
You do?
That we haven't had any discussion.
We
on
haven't
that.
had a discussion
Yeah.
about that. I think, no matter what, mask will always be part of our initiative right now until the fall. So it's just, I don't know how we could do that. I mean, I don't know. That'd be a tough one. So.
Sarah and Bruce, we have a question in the chat box. Carol Knoll has a small group, 30 rooms. What are your best dates available this year, Wednesday through Sunday?
This year, I'd say, let's check June, July, or August.
Or even the fall. I think September. I think it'd be great. We'd love to see it. Like if we can research it, we can definitely get you the information. But there are opportunities for small groups like that. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're thinking fall if possible.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
late September, October.
It's hurricane season, but
Yeah, but we haven't had anyone in here in a long time.
I like your picture.
Bruce and
Oh, that's a
Carol.
great one.
that's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right on the
Newlyweds.
Promenade.
Bronze Promenade.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Bruce and Carol,
Cool.
you both have been there for 20 plus years. And one of the stats I thought was really impressive was that your conference, team, the average tenure is 20 years. How does that play into how you guys operate as a team and what you feel like you bring to events that maybe other hotels can't do?
Want to take this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it all starts with our our corporate culture. I think the Breakers is an amazing place to work. Our ownership is, as I said, their commitment is to our team members. And I think when you make that commitment, it shows through in our service levels, and therefore people stay for actually Karen and I are going on 26 years here actually this year.
26
So,
years.
I mean, that's a hell of a long time for a hotelier, especially in sales, to be at one property. But it shows you the commitment the ownership has to making us happy, making us safe, paying us well, and offering us some amazing benefits. So it all starts with the ownership, and it all starts with our HR department. We hire the very best. I guess, what was the stats? Like,
it was like 15,000 applications come through the door and 500 actually get hired.
Right.
Yeah.
So we take the best of the best. We see what their motivation is, their energy level, their enthusiasm, and there's other characteristics. But I think do we do PIs on them?
Of course.
Yeah.
I think it's also like we look at the person like holistically, and we realize if they're the right person for our culture, then we can train them. We can train anyone to do anything. I mean, if Bruce and I had to tomorrow go and work in housekeeping, we could do that, because we have the culture is part of our DNA because we've been here for so long.
And we'd be happy to do it. I mean, it's just, we pitch in. This is all one big family.
Right.
So
and that's it.
If there's, it's our opportunity to help another department, we're there in a second.
And I think it's servitude leadership, just to kind of circle back what Bruce was saying. The owners believe that if we're not happy, you won't be happy. So their commitment is to keep us happy and do the best they can for us. So then, therefore, we'll do the best we can for you and your guests.
It shows through.
Really.
So it's very much like being in a family. And this
Exactly.
it is because it's such a legacy property. Clients don't, just don't show up. It's grandfathers, it's your grandmothers, and then it's your children. So it is a legacy property.
Absolutely.
I mean, 26 years, Kara is truly my little sister.
Yeah.
I've spent more time with her than my actual real sisters. So, I mean, it becomes a family here. It's amazing, amazing environment.
Bruce, talk about because you're independently owned, talk about how flexible that you can be compared to hotels that are part of a larger brand.
Right. First of all, just out of the gates, contracting. Our contracts are probably one of the easiest contracts to negotiate and work with. Not a lot of big mandates that you'd find in other hotel chains. But as an independent, we have that privilege of working a little bit more liberal on contracting. So I think that's one area.
I also think that being family owned and in the same family for so long, we can go forward with any renovations we want, and we do. We don't have anyone telling us what we need to do. It's all board driven and owner driven of what we're going to do next. And I think some of the things that they've done aren't always for the profit of the hotel, but to make us happy. So for example, we recently in the last few years redeveloped our ocean course, and along with that was the front lawn. And the front lawn has always been a beautiful location to have events, but it was very hard to service. And people, it wasn't the best for our operation. So they went and they built a prep kitchen on this lawn while the ocean course was being renovated. And now it's a lot easier to service.
Can you also talk about the ease of doing executing a program there? Because you're so different to a lot of hotels. You actually have in-house florist, in-house decor. Can you talk to us about that, please?
Yeah. Everything virtually is here you'll need. We have our own AV department, one of the best in the country. Groups have met here and they've actually wanted to take them on the road with them.
Yeah.
AV, we've got our own floral studio here. We have own transportation on site. I mean, virtually, we make it so easy for the client in a seamless way to do business with other departments. And I mean, we handle virtually everything. Once again, we've been doing this 125 years. We have it down to a science. And a lot of people have actually grown within this organization too. So they started off at the pool and bungalows. Now they're, probably one of our conference service managers today. So And that's another thing. Our sales department and our the conference service department works hand in hand. It's not over the fence type of situation where we hand them a nightmare to deal with. I mean, we work with them on every program, on the details. We have a friendship with these folks. We don't want to leave them in a lurch. So it's things that we do with them are seamless. So a good organization.
I think that has to go with being 125 years old and having the tenure that like we have amongst ourselves, is that we really do work together as a team. And we make sure everything, is like Bruce said, handed off where it's seamless and people are, we stay tapped in, like all the departments stay involved with your program or with you while you're on site. And that's part of, I think, being together for so long that we are able to do that and collaborate.
Great questions.
What kind of technology do you guys use in convention services these days, to kind of keep up with your planners that are in-house and, walking the halls and so forth?
Conference concierge. Yeah.
No, technology.
Oh, technology. I think the good old walkie-talkie are actually cell phones. I think we communicate a lot with and partner with them on their cell phones. It's probably the easiest way to do it.
I think what Josh is asking is technology capabilities for the actual customer when they're executing meetings. Is that what you're trying to ask, Josh?
Well, yeah, like we would use phones, but we kind of went to WhatsApp because it's a little more immediate, and also use project management software like Slack and other things like that.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't have an answer on that for you, but we'll get back to you.
We have our AV in the room right now, and he has an answer. What were you saying, Tim?
Yeah, thank you, Kara.
Beekeeper, right. Beekeeper is a way that we communicate amongst each other. But I think, another way we have all different like apps that we have at the hotel. Like when you check in, there's an app that you get to let you know when your room's ready. I also think that when you connect with your conference manager, they also are able to use another app. I think it's called Jingle or something to have things happen for you. So we do have various different ways that we communicate amongst each other and with you.
Great. Who else?
I have a question related to the technology. This is Donna Pull, and I'm with South State Bank, and we're doing hybrid meetings where part of our people might be remote and part of them are in person. What kind of options do you have for that? Because I know you have your AV in-house. Do they have cameras that could service a large group?
Yes, and
absolutely.
We're in front of one right now, right? I mean, Tim, and we have other cameras that would be for larger groups.
And also,
if we don't have the camera, we can always rent.
Right.
Right. But also, I think we're going to make an investment in some more upgraded equipment and cameras here in the near future, since definitely virtuality is the way we're going to be doing a lot of things here. So.
So we're saying you have the money, you have the funds, and you have the willingness to do anything.
Yes.
That is right.
That's right. Yep.
That's our attitude.
Yeah. Let's have a little plug for those owners. They live here in my hometown, don't they, guys?
They do. The Keenan family. Yep.
Are they in Chapel Hill?
They are.
Yep.
Flaglers?
That's Keenan Stadium, Keenan Business School. Oh, yeah.
Go Tar Heels.
They're Tar
That's
Heels.
right.
Thank you, Linda. She's got some Tar Heels in her family.
Mhm.
Who else? Anybody else got any questions? Is there anything else in the chat box?
Yeah.
Donna's going, go Heels. Yeah, girl. Donna, say hi to Linda.
Yeah.
No more questions in the chat box, but I just want to ask Bruce and Kara one last, kind of idea about the resort. You've been there for so long, and I just want to know where you see the resort going in the next few years. You've done such a beautiful job with, maintaining it and updating it and things like that. Is there something exciting on the horizon that you know about that you could tell us about?
Well, our owners believe that standing still is going backwards. So we will always move forward with projects and renovations. the big renovation that just took place is via Flagler. I mean, that was a major redevelopment in
During
town.
COVID.
During
yeah.
COVID, we went forward with that. There's about 12 stores plus the restaurant in a location like right around the corner from the hotel. And there's also about 5 or 6 condos that were built in that location. And they were, each of them, I
They're
think,
all
started
full.
5.9 million,
pre-sold.
and they pre-sold before they even like broke ground. So that was a really big commitment for us to get, involved in other areas of the town. But I don't know anything really big. Well, the golf course.
The golf course, yeah, in 2022, we'll be doing the redesign of Breakers West with a Reese Jones redesign. But as Kara might have mentioned earlier, we spend anywhere from $25 to $30 million a year on refurbishments. This environment is pretty rough and tough. The salt water on buildings here. So, I mean, it's a constant battle to keep this beautiful gem shiny. So, gosh, Kara, I don't know, other than the Circle Ballroom, the brand new windows, the hurricane windows we put in there. All the balconies are new on the front of the property, facing the ocean. I mean, there's always a project, but nothing. I think we put pretty much the largest of the projects in the past here.
I think
we'll always move forward.
The Via Flagler, what do you call it? Not an extension. The project is pretty exciting. It's walkable, I assume, from your front door.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, it's literally about a block and a half.
And how many restaurants and shops are in there now?
There's one restaurant, which is Henry's, and that's our American Bistro in honor of Henry Flagler. And I think it's about 12 shops. It was supposed to be more, but then COVID hit and retail kind of changed the look. The look of retail changed, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So I think we went from having maybe 19 to 12. There's a hair salon there.
Oh my God,
that
we've
opened.
got the Main Street, which is our bakery,
Yep.
and a sundry shop with all kinds of great
Yep.
things from the Breakers. Actually, the island it's the new favorite place for people to go get donuts. We make the best donuts in the island here. So there's always a line.
Wow.
Really hot, really fresh donuts here.
It's like News and Gourmet 2.0. And another store that opened there is Shan. And we haven't been told what else is coming in and when they're coming in. But I know that they're all pretty much leased from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Well, you have so many beautiful outlets already in your arcade area. Beautiful retail there.
Yeah.
Bring money, everybody, when you go. Bring your credit cards.
Oh, yeah.
It's an investment.
Right.
It's an investment in an experience you'll never forget.
That's right. That's good.
Before we wrap up, there's one more question. What are some activities that guests can participate in?
Obviously, we have, as I said, a Forbes 5-star spa. Who doesn't love to do a spa treatment? Amazing treatment rooms. Our golf right on site. Doesn't get much easier than that to have an oceanfront property with golf right on site. Kara, shopping tours.
Yeah, we have water sports on site too. Nothing motorized, but paddle boards are available for rent. The bungalow is an experience in itself. We have bike tours.
Bike tours of the island, right?
Activities department has like a list of activities that are offered to individuals, children, as well as the activity center also can develop a experience for your guests, for your group.
Yeah, children are a huge part of our modern day traveler experience here. I mean, we have an amazing children's department. It's called Coconut Crew, and we have a day camp. We've got all kinds of facilities for them.
Well, our Italian restaurant is actually connected to the Family Entertainment Center. So if parents wanted to go out for dinner, they're able to have dinner, and the kids can run off, and they're safe in a safe environment. And they have an arcade, an art center. So
playground,
right. So it's a nice little touch that we had. I feel like, I think Whitney, you asked the question, like, where do we see ourselves? I think one thing I see is that we're always evolving, and we're re-evolving and reimagining. But one thing I think is that, I think, my opinion is that we are all things to all people. Like, it could be for the group side of business. It could be for the family. It could be for the girls' getaway or the bachelor party. I think that we've encompassed where we are marketing ourselves to everybody. And I think that's how it's going to continue as we go on.
I wanted to
always
point
be
out that
evolving.
Kelly had a comment. She said her favorite activity are the pool cabanas, and I have to agree with that.
Who doesn't like a beachfront cabana?
Well,
Who
those
doesn't love
cabanas
a
now
pool
have air
cabana?
conditioning, so.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to wrap up. And what I'd like to have happen now is for Kara and Bruce, go ahead and have a little chat with Kelly McAllister in the chat box so that you all can decide who it is you would like to award your 2-night stay based on efforts in going all in, understanding the traditions and legacies of the breakers, and really getting in, helping us to get into the spirit of things. You and Kelly can chat about that. We'll let you announce your prize winner, and then Kelly will chime in with her sunglass winner. And while we do that, if anyone hasn't been seen and wants to make themselves known to the judges, go ahead and speak so the camera catches you. Everybody made an appearance.
I just want to point out my backdrop. I got it from the Flagler Museum, and I'll move out of the way.
Wow.
But it's got the old cars lined up in front of the hotel.
Wow. And you know, that's another enhancement that you can do at the Breakers is bring the vintage cars to the front of the hotel for photo ops, or if you want to be transferred off site, you can do them in the vintage cars. That's really fun. And you'd have to show up. You should hire yourself out by the night for the purposes of photo ops, Sam.
I'm about to do an event at the Flagler Museum.
You are, so there you go. And you are photo worthy also today.
There we go.
So Linda, the tradition is please take a picture of yourself. If you can get one with the backdrop, that's even better because we like to have a little Facebook post. So in fact,
Lovely.
a picture of you on the screenshot, just say hi. I can maybe edit that. Thank
Do that.
you. Sometimes those turn out and sometimes they don't. Let's just say a little word about next week's presentation. We're going to be visiting the banyan tree. We're going to spend a few minutes on the Banyan Tree brand, which is a brand that you all may not know a whole lot about. They're based in Singapore. They have 2 subsidiary brands under the Banyan Tree label as well. They're building all over the world and have a really interesting collection. What they're known for is peace and serenity. So it has a very Asian vibe to it. And part of their philosophy and mission is to provide a place of peace and rest. So they have 2 wonderful properties in the Yucatan, and we'll be broadcasting from there, from the Banyan Tree Resort at Mayakoba. If you know that resort, you'll know that it's just a really special place. Just fantastic food outlets. They have 25 new oceanfront villas. The accommodations there are just superb. About 4 or 5 restaurants, really a wonderful resort. And then they have a brand new small resort, which is a hacienda down by Tulum. So we're going to be talking a little bit about the Banyan Tree brand. Then we'll go live to both the hacienda as well as the Mayakoba, Banyan Tree Mayakoba. Later in the spring, we are going to be broadcasting from Greece, and they have a couple of resorts going up in Greece, and we'll be doing some live segments from there. I believe those are scheduled for April or May. So stay tuned for that. We'd love to have all of you back. And if you're new to us, please plan on joining us on the regular. If you have nothing better to do, we're having some fun here. So having said that.
Oh, hey, Carol.
Oh, Laura, you look beautiful.
Hi, thanks. Just wanted to show you all. I think this is the cutest little bag. It's like a little dress. And so my skirt actually matches this, which is kind of fun.
Wouldn't you like to stand up and show us? The rest of us have on jeans. You always do a great job with your pictures, so I'm not asking. I'm going to still ask for the picture, but I'm trying to grab some from the cameras.
Oh, okay. No, that's great. But I was going to just tell Kara and Bruce, I was there in 2016 for the Committee 100. And I still remember the Candyland theme party. It was absolutely blew everyone's mind. Anyway,
I remember that.
Yeah.
No, it was their event for Committee of 100. They had like the board game Candyland. I remember
Yeah.
that. It was amazing.
You guys could probably do a whole session on fabulous events that your team.
Yeah.
Over the top events.
Right.
That was one of my favorite events. You know what else I loved? We did the Willy Wonka chocolate river once. Do you remember that? That was amazing.
No, but I do remember Sofia Vergara's wedding here.
Oh my God, that was incredible too.
Oh.
All those flowers, holy cow.
Yeah, they took the Mediterranean ballroom and turned it into literally a forest of orchids. It was
Can imagine.
It
amazing.
was amazing. Actually, they took the gold room and refrigerated it. They like put the
Yeah,
air
turn-
conditioning
yeah.
down and turns it into like the floral room.
Oh,
That was
really?
Store
amazing.
all the flowers. It
That was an
incredible.
amazing event. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she's still married to that guy too. It's been a couple of years now.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Joe.
Have you guys
Yeah, Joe.
decided, Kelly, you want to go first, or have you guys decided on who your winners are this week?
Yes, we sent it to Kelly.
We sent
We
it to
did.
Kelly.
You sent it to Kelly. Oh,
Yeah, so
Oh.
how about I'll announce sunglasses first and then I'll let them do the grand prize.
okay.
Okay.
That sound good?
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, I agree with Carol. Like everyone seems to have this roaring 20s situation in their closet. So Carol and I need to get up to speed. I'll find us some cool headpieces, Carol. But everyone looks fantastic and I'm just so thrilled for like all the fun involvement.
Love
The
Kelly.
Breakers looks beautiful. I can't wait to get back. It's one of my favorite hotels, so I'm thrilled. And what else? Oh, and I've got, in fact, I'll call Bruce later because I've got a client looking at the Breakers for later this year. Yay.
That's awesome. I
All
love
right.
it, Kelly. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Absolutely. Thanks for the great backgrounds. I'm just going to keep this up for a while. Thank you. I thought that there were some really outstanding attire today, so it was very difficult, but I'm going with Linda Herndon
Yay,
for
Linda.
our Maui Gym winner.
Yay, woohoo. Well done. First timer. Walks away with a prize.
For your win, Linda. I've got your account.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And to the Breakers.
Congratulations.
So we chose Sam.
Of course you
Sam
did.
represent. She had a beautiful background of our ballroom, of the front of the hotel, and actually that's one I've never even seen of those vintage cars. That's a rare one.
Yeah, that's a very rare one.
So
It's from the Flagler Museum. It wasn't
Right.
even a JPEG. I had to turn it into a JPEG. Use as my background.
And that's why you won.
That's innovation.
That's
I love
innovation. That's
Yeah.
creativity.
So I've never been there, and I go to that
wow.
area
Good.
to visit friends probably at least once a year. So this is exciting.
Congratulations.
We look forward to welcoming you here.
You're gonna love
Absolutely.
it.
I'll bring the outfit
Cheers.
in case anyone.
Oh, absolutely. It's a
please.
must. It's a
And
must.
Bruce has to join you at the bar in his outfit.
Let's get a photo up in the
Absolutely.
lobby.
You all would make beautiful a vignette in the bar at the Breakers. We'll see you there for sure. Oh my gosh. Well, do you have anything you want to say in closing?
Let's have a 1920s party
Why don't
Yeah.
in person.
Yes.
Bring it back.
Post
At the Breakers.
COVID, roaring 20s.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is our
Yeah.
connoisseur circle. Just get moving on the connoisseur circle. We want to gather at the Breakers and have plenty of gin. We'll all wear our
Yeah.
beautiful
Bathtub gin.
That's
All
right.
right.
Just like they partied after Prohibition, let's party after COVID.
There you go.
Yes,
Exactly.
Exactly.
I see a theme developing.
Leave it to a hotelier.
We will send you, the chat box is filled with opportunity, by the way. Thank you all for putting your opportunities in the chat box, whether you are just making general comments or not. It does feel like the world is coming back out of a deep hibernation. And there are 4 or 5 opportunities in the chat box. So be sure when you get the recording, you all check that out.
Great.
We always love it when our Wednesday afternoons create opportunity for people. That's really what we're here for, right?
And
It's
we
a true
appreciate that. Thank
family.
you, everyone.
It's definitely.
All right, everybody. Next week, banyan tree and a beautiful hacienda, as well as a banyan tree Mayakoba. We're going to talk
Oh,
about
that sounds so good.
that brand. It's going to be ideal. I have no idea what Whitney's going to come up with in terms of how you should prepare for that, but you know it's going to be clever, whatever
I
she
don't either, but
do that. But you can count on it being fun and clever. So
Great.
Sam needs a whole week to get ready, whatever she's planning on doing. So the sooner the better, right, Sam?
That's right.
All right.
Apologize to Daniel, who I've been calling Dennis this entire time. Daniel, sorry. I knew it was a D name, but I don't have on my glasses, and so I just struggle through. Are they still there?
No, we're
Yes, there.
All right. You look gorgeous as usual. Keep up the good work. Maybe next week.
You got it. We have fun.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
Farewell
you.
from the Breakers.
That's right.
we appreciate
Happy birthday.
Take care. Have a great.
Birthday
We'll
you.
see you here soon.